A real American hero. I thought it'd be fun to look at some G.I. Joe. A while back, I got this really awesome G.I. Joe 40th anniversary hardcover collection from IDW. I think their last hurrahs. They're losing the license. But this thing's real cool. It's got a awesome compilation, just a whole bunch of stuff. Real fun. But I thought it'd be extra fun to just do a read through review of the first issue here. I reread the first issue just the other day, and I just reread it again right before filming this because I liked it that much, and so I'm gonna read it like a fourth time in 1 week, just just to go over it with you here. This book's so fun. This does everything right as far as like doing a first issue sort of thing. It ingrains the concept into you really well. It does a good job of introducing every character, giving each person their own spotlight. And, you know, let me just also speak to this cover is just so phenomenal. It was like action-packed, coming right at you, and yeah, it's so good. And I say this all without any nostalgia. I grew up in a time in the 90s where G.I. Joe had long been off air. Or I shouldn't say long been off air, but been off there for a couple of years, which is a whole long time when you're only like a couple of years times two. But man, we get such good action just kicking us off right with jumping up into the helicopter, her getting kidnapped, like this whole bit right here with the gas balloon and the stealing her away. It's just wild. It's fun. Like I like this. Such a good issue. And like right away, you know these guys mean serious business. These guys being Cobra. And we get such a great introduction to everybody, and this wonderful page right here too, which shows everybody and all their names. So you have this quick picture reference to go to if you need it. But everyone's referred to by their names enough by other characters to where you're never lost knowing who's saying what to who at any point in the book. But the dialogue's also done in a way where it feels natural. It doesn't feel forced or awkward, which is like fantastic, because I don't know about you, but I always find that dialogue sometimes makes me just kind of roll my eyes back a little bit, because like, okay, at least in the comics. But here, the only time that really feels like the case is just when they're saying a bunch of these call names all at once. But like right here, as they're just talking to each other back and forth, it don't sound unnatural, which I very much appreciate. This series is a whole lot of fun. Like I said, I didn't grow up with a huge nostalgia to it. The show was off the air for a long time, and I didn't grow up reading the comics. I didn't pick up and read any of the comics till I was into my like late 20s, early 30s. It's funny. I found G.I. Joe and A-Team around about the same time. I found A-Team a couple years before I found G.I. Joe. So yeah, I started reading G.I. Joe into the in my early 30s, and just started watching the cartoon like a year or two ago when I downloaded the app Tubi, and they have it on Tubi, the entire thing to watch. And it's phenomenal. It's the best background material there is. It's just so much fun. But the books are a lot better. They're actually like a bit more serious. You feel more of a connection to the characters. And everybody gets more time to shine. But this first issue here, I'm not actually talking about the issue enough. It does such a phenomenal job presenting this story of this kidnapped person and us trying to get him back. And this bit right here too is so funny when they're trying to get to the cable and they see that big ass pipe. I love this here too. Shooting it with his laser gun, like, holy moly, what are you doing? So much fun. The dialogue between them is so good. The whole bit. This is such a great comic book. Like if you could just have, if you could have maybe a handful of just like forever comics, this would be one, because it's thoroughly entertaining to read all the way through, especially considering the backup bonus, which is just phenomenal. But this is just so much fun. And I love how, as the story progresses, we're always shown that Cobra is one step ahead and has planned for everything that G.I. Joe has going on. But at the same time, G.I. Joe still comes out on top. It's really well done. I enjoy this. And the little switcheroo they do with Baroness and the prisoner. Really good. Although, how the person straight up holding her could not recognize it's the Baroness when they know it's the Baroness, you don't know. Maybe that must be some really good makeup she got going. But like action, humor, drama, like this has it all. I tell you what, it's just so phenomenal. And you don't really get too connected to any of the characters at this point yet, but you still get a sense of who all the characters are and their personalities, which I very much enjoy. Like, just as far as first issues go that I've read, because I've read so many issue ones of series, and this is by far one of the best. Like, I would put it in the top 5 best first issues of just like introduction, kicking off a series that I've read. Is so good. Just like getting the concept to you, selling it to you as a new reader, making you hooked on the series and wanting to read it. And like, man, this whole heist, this case they go on is so much fun. I had such a good time with it. And the best part is, we haven't even gotten to the backup yet. This hot potato feature in the back is even better, because then we really dive deep into the personalities of Scarlet, Snake Eyes, and Rock and Roll. And it's just so good. Like, we feature some of the other characters, but I just love the interactions between them. And like, you feel a real sense of drama and suspense. You know they're going to come out on top, especially if you're reading this decades after the fact. But at the same time, you're still really drawn in to this plot of them having to pass off this tape with vital information. And it is just so well paced. There's no wasted time at all. There's no useless panels. Everything is vital. Like, all the fat is trimmed and you're left with like the best piece of beef. This story is so good. Like, I would say just this short at the end right here is top contender for good books. But then you factor in that it's just a backup feature attached to that solid main story, and man, you got one of the best single issues I've read. So, like, really kicking you off and having a good time and getting you ready for some good action. And I tell you, this panel here too at the end, where Scarlett's talking about how she saved 2 bullets, and that distressed look she got. Like, you know what's going on. You're reading a comic book, and it's not explicit or nothing, but you know what's going on there, and adds a little bit of seriousness. But hey, they get a heroic rescue. We get some good times, and I love this bit with Stalker on the plane with the with the tape, and them asking him about his in-flight meal, and he's like, "Let's have a hot potato with that steak." Like, so good. That's yeah, good humor, drama, suspense, like great tight plotting, and fantastic artwork. Like, man, this issue is where it's at, and this best of is a really good collection. There's a lot of good stuff in here, like of course there is, but man, so much fun, and I had a great time going over that first issue, and I know I'm gonna have a real good time coming up, because I got noticed that my my box set of the full-on series from that Kickstarter I got in on is supposed to be in transit, so hell yeah. Gonna have the whole thing, because so far I've just read some digital, something from the library, and this collection here, so I'm excited to get the whole damn thing. But thank you for joining me. Man, I had a whole lot of fun, and we'll be having even a whole lot more fun later, I tell you what.